Hey everybody, and a good morning to you. Hope you guys are doing well out there. And I just realized we're having a lot of fun out here as well. Don't forget to get in and subscribe, like, and share, and hit the bell and all that good stuff. We're going to have some pretty fun stuff here. We're going to talk about PDI today and the maker theory. And of course, that's been shut down with an ESM, but we're going to have a look at the people that did it. That's Katie and her team from XUSD. And of course, XUSD is currently top of the markets at the moment on PulseChain, and it's part of what is hot right now on PulseChain. So we're going to have a check all that out. So I hope you guys enjoy it. If you've missed all that explanation, hopefully this little clip, it's just a little clip from over an hour on a Twitter space, and you'll be able to see just the heart of it, and I'll add a few little extras to it as well. So hopefully that's going to be really, really insightful to you. Now, if you're over on Rumble, don't forget to repost this live stream. If you're on YouTube, reshare it. And of course, if you're on X now, repost it as well. Send it out, and let's have a lot of fun with the show. We're going to look at what's hot at the moment, what's performing really well on PulseChain. We're also going to do obviously a Bitcoin update as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, without further ado, let's get into it, and let's say hello to anybody that's jumped in the chat there. We may have started off a little quiet today, so yeah, get out there and spread the word. We're going to be covering a lot of cool stuff here. So without further ado, let's get into the crypto and look at Bitcoin. And at the moment, we've got a little bit of red, not too bad. I mean, Bitcoin's down 1.3%, 84,433. Bitcoin dominance is up over 62%. That's really, really important. Now, there are different Bitcoin dominance charts out there. Some of them will have it at like up 64%, some of them 62, sort of in that range. But we're just taking the one off here of Coin360. We're sitting at 62 at the moment. So you'll see a bit of variation there on the dominance depending on the indexes that have been used. Now we've got Ethereum at the moment sitting at down 0.25% there at $1,589. We've got Solana down 1% at $134. Tron is down quite a bit today, 4% at 24 cents. ADA making a bit of a difference there, up 1% at just under 63 cents. BNB down 0.25%, $592, and XRP down 1% there at $2.06. And that's kind of where we are amongst the leaders at the moment. So we're going to jump into what the rankings are on CoinGecko. So it looks like the total market cap at the moment is currently $2.76 trillion. We're down 2% for the day. And let's have a look at the rankings. We've got Bitcoin at the moment is sitting at number 1. We've got Ethereum number 2 there, XRP number 4, BNB at number 5. And we've got Solana at number 6. And number 8 is Dogecoin or Dogecoin. Dogecoin, you can decide. We got Tron there at number 9 and Cardano at number 10. And it looks like the best performer over the last 24 hours is the Doge. No, actually, it's Cardano at number 10, up 2%. And in terms of the last week, it looks like we've still got Solana leading the way, 10.8%. So if you've been Solana, you'll be pretty happy with that on a bit of a rebound there. And the next best one was XRP, up at 2.2%. So there we go, a bit of light there at the moment. Now, we do have a little bit of updates here about, Pi Network. So Pi Network, they're gaining a little bit here today, up 4% on the back of, they've done a little roadmap without any time frame. So you decide, is a roadmap without any time frame any good? Probably not, right? Probably not. So it's just a bit of a PR exercise to, quiet down all the complaints, the massive complaints about people getting their Pi. Probably tens of millions of people waiting and all pretty upset. Hey, look, it is what it is, but we'll see what happens. There we go. So that's Pi Network at the moment. Now, looking at the top 100 over the last 24 hours, let's have a look at the best performance. Well, it looks like we've got BitTensor there. That is up 10%. We've got Flare up 4.4%. Immutable up 3.8%. Shiba Inu there up 4.2%. Not sure why it's ranked there. Sometimes they have a little bit of funny ranking on here. And then we got Pole there, Xmatic. So Pole there, Xmatic is up 3.6% there. So not too bad there on, what's it, Polygon, is it? So we got BitTensor there up 6.5%. So let's have a look at the week. We got Artificial Super Intelligence. We did talk about this the other day. That is up 11% this week, leading number 1 there in the top 100. Binance Staked is up 10% and Solana up 10%, almost 11% on both those. Say is up 10%, and Hyperliquid, which we've been talking about quite a bit, is up 10% as well. So we've got a few top performers there. These are probably things maybe you want to consider for your portfolio because they've kind of been performing quite well. But once again, check out the fundamentals, look at the TA on the chart, and make good judgment calls there. That's kind of where we are. Now, top gainers at the moment, we've got Open Loot overall, 35% there. Keep Network up 41% as well. And Threshold Network as well up 40%. So there are a couple of ones you might want to look at and see what's driving those. They got new tech or new blockchain tech. What's exactly that? Obviously, you don't want to buy the top of the prices after they've moved, so you need to do a bit of work there. Now, obviously, trending at the moment, Mantra OM, of course, the big drama, dropped from $6 billion, right? That's still trending. So still got some interest here, apparently. Swiss cheese as well. We looked at that. That was trending yesterday. That's still trending. And Cubic there is also trending at the moment. Let's have a quick look at Mantra. And we can see that the market cap at the moment, 600 million. So it's about 10% of what it was before the big exploit there. And apparently it was an internal job, right? A typical thing. And yep, $6 billion all the way back down to 527 million. Currently it is 612 million. So it's being traded at the bottom, so to speak. Although a lot of people would love to have a $600 million market, right? That's probably true. So that's kind of where we are on a Mantra. That's OM. And of course, that was the big drama in the week that we had ahead, the past week. So let's get to the Bitcoin chart. And of course, we've got the volatility at the moment. So, President Trump still holding stuff in the White House, doing some good stuff there and dealing with a lot. What's he dealing with? A lot of the stuff, controversy, obviously, Ukraine-Russia war, trying to get that to the end game. Obviously, a lot of, to and froing from both sides, making that a difficult exercise. Also, obviously, the liberal media wants to import terrorists and felons back in the United States, so they love that. Typical Democrat mainstream media. Give all the Democrats the rights and take let all the victims to suffer while they live in gated communities. Right, that's pretty much how it was. Smack the like, says DG Hexagon. Definitely do that. Big shout out to you. And so that's kind of where we are at the moment. Now the 50-day is the yellow line there, and we're trying to avoid a death cross at this stage. That's at 85,292, and we've got the Bitcoin there on the 200-day at just under. But this is around at 85,000. So we've got a gap of about $300 there between the 50-day and the 200-day. And DG Hexagon's happy Good Friday, 100% happy Good Friday, everybody out there. It's already Saturday here in New Zealand, so but happy Good Friday to everybody in the north. Big shout out there. And we've got what else there? 84,373. So we're kind of just sitting below the 200-day moving average, and hopefully we'll get a nice little bullish cross there. Big move in the upward direction, so we can avoid this death cross. At least have a very short one if it does happen, and move on to the next parabola, right? Parabolic, right? So we already avoided one back here in September, and we've been riding high, for some time, right? So this has been pretty cool. So let's see if we can just keep this movement going. That's what we're expecting to see, right? We're expecting to see the hyper bull market come forward and just move up to the right there, right? So we're expecting just to move up again and start heading towards that 150k Bitcoin, right? That's the mark. And of course, because we're up at about 62% on the Bitcoin dominance, we're looking forward to that eventually pivoting and the altcoin season beginning. So that is we're in sort of the pre-foundation phase for that because we've got 90 days, right? We've got 90 days where you can see that on the chart here. We've got 90 days, this green arrow here, 90 days to get all these trade deals done. And I think we're going to have a lot of good news. We know that 15 potentially, particularly 15, are going to be doing very well. There'll be a lot of the big countries and people that get in early going to get the best deals. There's a lot of pressure there. And we're going to get lots of good news along the way. Also, the tax as well, Trump's tax bill there, and that's all going to be good news. And he'll lay the foundation for the golden age of America by July the 4th, pretty much. That's kind of the end date there. So by July the 4th, Trump's foundation for the golden age of America will be set with taxes, with the new world trading order, and of course with regulations as well. So it's game on from there, right? Just non-stop investment building and all the rest of the benefits that are going to come from there. So it's going to be pretty exciting. So everything is on track pretty much, and we'll see whether we can also get some geopolitical wins there as well. Vis-a-vis Iran, vis-a-vis Ukraine, and Russia, and of course also the Israeli conflict with the Hamas terrorists and in Gaza and stuff like that. So we've got a few issues there. We also got some other unusual actors like Turkey and stuff like that out and about doing stuff. And North Korea and the usual culprits. So let's jump around and let's move into the PulseChain. And so, yeah, don't forget to get in the chat as well. Share the channel around, especially if you're on X, share that too. So we're going to go to Pulse and have a look at this, and let's get into it. Bam, let's go. Let's leave that. And we got day 707. So 707 days since PulseChain launched on the 13th of May 2023. It was a complete full system state fork of Ethereum on the 10th of May, and here we are 707 days later, still an incredibly good buying range. And we've still got a lot of stuff being developed onto PulseChain, so we're still kind of maturing from that point of view. And we've obviously had a lot of black swan and grey swan events with the SEC and a lot of other, scams and this and that, usual sort of thing. And we're still building out a lot of key infrastructure that we need for PulseChain to really flourish as a retail sort of decentralized environment, right? So we still need more stuff around bridges, more stuff, and that around wallets and other things like that. So at the moment, we got Pulse at the moment, quadruple 0276, up 3%. So that's a nice little move there. PulseX there at quadruple 0216, up 3.3% as well. The buy and burn is sitting there at 1,381 billion. So we're moving up there, and we're almost at 7% burn. We're at 6.98% burn at the moment. So pretty good. And the incentive token there, $1.18, up 1.2% there. That was actually leading last night when I turned into the evening. But that is lagging today behind PulseX. Now, remember the buy and burn, the inflation for incentive token is only 5% of what it used to be because they cut the inflation by 20x, and we're now got very low inflation. So 0.03 ink token per second is being emitted in the farms. Liquidity has been slashed, I think, something like $200 million. So we've got thin liquidity pools. So we can go down really fast, but we can go up really fast as well. I think we've already done the down part. It's time to go on the up part, right? Time to go on the up part. So very, very cool. All right, so that's kind of where we are at the moment. We're pretty much on the move there. So now is really the time to start accumulating the Richard Hart stuff. Really, Hex at the moment, we've got 0.6 of a penny on Hex on PulseChain, and we've got 0.16 of a penny on Ethereum. We know that Dipcatcher is doing a big protocol coming up for Hex on Ethereum, so we can't wait for that. That's probably going to be maybe 6 weeks away for launch. So we'll get excited about that. He's going to be releasing more details soon. And the combined price of EHEX and PX there at 0.77 of a penny. So, like I say, another good one to pick up there at the moment on PulseChain. So, kind of cool. Let's jump over to the gas prices. Obviously, these have been pretty crazy. We're at 5.4 million beats, so not too bad at the moment. We know that the bridge sort of suffers when we get to around 5 million beats, and they can cause delays. We're at 5 cents at the moment, so 5 cents for a PulseX swap. Looking at the validators, we know that we also need a bit of work around more quality validators online as well. That's been another issue, so bridges, wallets, and validators. So we've got a lot of validators. They've been increasing, so that's good news. Hopefully we'll get better, more quality ones that are on 24/7. They're not getting pinged all the time for not doing a good job. We're at 49,269, so it's kind of cool. And the bridge is kind of the heartbeat. Let's have a look there. So we're down slightly from yesterday. I think we were about 81 and 81.25 million, something like that. We're down probably just a couple 100,000 there to 80,855,000. So let's have a look at what we've got here. Obviously, ETH and Bitcoin are down slightly, but the good news has been Coast, right? Coast, when the bridge is clogged, it's shut down because of the gas price being over 5 million beats or so. We have the way to get onto the bridge with a lot of capital is Coast, right? You can get on there without a problem, and that's sitting at 9.6 million Coast. So that's gone up 200,000 about 2 days ago or so. So that is very, very bullish. So onwards and upwards with that. Definitely worth, using Coast to onboard there. So on. So that's kind of where we are at the moment on the chain. Let's have a quick look at the other stuff there. I'm going to get back to it in a minute. Let's where am I going here? We're going over here. No, we're going over here. No, we're going over here. All right. So let me just pull up the chart here. I must have mucked around with some of this because I had it all set up. And let's get into that. So we got 26.4 million in volume. So we came down from 80 million to 60 million or something. And today we're back down to 26 million. It is, of course, Easter, and of course people, are celebrating Easter, and also, it's a weekend as well, pretty much. We got 433,000 transactions, so it's still pretty high. Looking pretty good there. And we're going to get into the top performers in a minute. But before we do that, let's catch up into some comments in the chat there. Don't forget to share the channel around as well on X, Rumble, and YouTube. Share it around now. Just to hit the share button. That's pretty easy to do. Let's see who else has jumped in here. We got Brendan says, howdy, super. Good to see you, Brendan. Heard talks this morning that the MakerVat contract might be deployed. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Maker VAT contract might be deployed. That's been shut down. Are you talking about forking a new one? Or what exactly you mean? Let me know there. You mean a new one? Okay, new one. Okay. Yeah, that would make sense. So I'm not sure whose team is doing that. Let me know whose team is doing that. That'd be interesting. I haven't seen that. Haven't had a chance to go a bit further afield than what I was doing this morning. We got what else there? Property View in house there. Pulse Hex, a good one there. Property View. Big shout out to you as well. All right, so we're going to get into PDI in the maker, but let us know the source of that and which team's actually looking to do that. Because obviously we've got the Atropa narrative, but we'll get to that in a minute. All right, so let's jump back into the markets and see what's hot on PulseChain right now and why is it moving. We've got PUSD there, Pulse Stablecoin that is moving up there. I'm not sure who's moving that, but that's supposed to be Pulse Stablecoin, right? So someone has launched. If they launched they mean a bit cheeky here. What's this? 4 hours and 33 minutes ago. Someone has been very cheeky indeed. Very cheeky indeed. This is, as you guys know, Gecko is launching the world's first algorithmic coins based on stability miners. Looks like someone has tried to steal the name PUSD ALGO, and of course you can do that in crypto. Everyone can make 1,000 clones, but this is probably a pump ties, is my guess. And this is ticking away here. So 4 hours and 33 minutes ago, and it is moving up at the moment. So what's got 12k liquidity, 153k there. Let's have a look at the website and see what's going on with this. Pulse Stablecoin, PUSD. We've got a website here on a Git book. Welcome to PUSD, the decentralized stablecoin built for PulseChain. This guide will help you. PulseChain is decentralized stablecoin, so it looks like someone's just done a copycat here because we're not expecting anything like this. PUSD is decentralized stablecoin. It's going to have soft peg to the US dollar. Let's see here. I'm just scrolling through some of this. How does it work? Operates a similar system. Uses collateral like Pulse in a smart contract called Vaults. Based on collateral there. It ensures PUSD remains backed by sufficient collateral. Phase 1, deploy the PUSD token. Implement the full Maker DAO system fork. So it looks like there's a fork for this. Phase 3, upcoming ecosystem integrations and complete there. So this looks like a Maker fork that these guys are going to do. I did not know who the team is. They're obviously taking the PUSD name that Jacob was going to use for his algorithmic stablecoin. And using the big leverage on that, obviously. Let's scroll through some of this. Doesn't tell me who it is. It's got minting and burning and so on. It's governance token there. We've got some vaults, obviously, for the Pulse Vault Manager there. So that is coming up. Okay, so we're going to have a deeper dive into that, but that looks like that's just launched 4 hours ago. I didn't pick that up on the original one there. So we're going to see what happens with that. And that certainly does a shot over Jacob's bell for his DeFi algorithmic, which will be stable at $1, right, at the beginning. So you're actually pre-minting the tokens now, getting in the sacrifice. So if you want to get into that, you can get a 19% bonus and links in the video description. Now, we've also got this token Vibes. It's been around for 2 months. It's related to XUSD. There's the stablecoin from Katie, the one that did the big drama on the Maker DAO, shutting down the EMS. So this is up 862%. So this is crushing it at the moment. So this is also doing pretty well. So they have positive vibes and negative vibes sort of thing, or bad vibes, good vibes, which is basically if buying or selling the token up or down for the XUSD. So this here is taken off here as well. So what else we got here? We got one swap here as well, also related to XUSD. So this is all related to XUSD. So this is kind of what's hot right now. It's all the XUSD related stuff. And of course that was related to the PDI issue, drama we had the other day. And this has been rallying as well. So one swap there doing pretty well also. Part of the ecosystem. They have a whole liquidity web, right, that they associate XUSD with. And people get these good vibe points pretty much for contributing to the trade and stuff like that. XUSD, the main coin there, is still up 50%. Just got sold down just a little bit in the last 6 hours, but that is doing pretty well. And they are slowly going to try and peg toward dollar. And they're going to kind of volatile way go up and down. They incentivize people to buy and sell, right? And so that's kind of where that's heading. So let's have a quick look at XUSD. And it's been pumped the last couple of days, right? So especially after the big event there on the 16th of April, and it's still climbing, right? Yesterday got to the top of 1700s of 1.7 cents, and today it's at 1.3 cents. So it's still performing pretty well, even though the RSI is pretty hot, right? So let's have a look at the other one there. We're going to have a look at some of the others here. Now, we've obviously got some other tokens like Hex here. There's the pump tires version of Hex that's up as well. Bitcoin there is also up 30%. This is another pump tires. So they're doing pretty well. Now, Sparta is a team that recently launched 5 days ago. Of course, they buy Hex with some of the taxes there, and they put it in the vault. And then later on, Hex will go up, and then they'll buy Sparta off the market and burn more Sparta. So they burn Sparta straight away, and then they also burn it later on by buying Hex into their treasury, as it were. And that's been going up and up and up. So that has not been slowing down on the old Sparta, and we can see the sort of the price there starting to really take off. And this has been around for 5 days. So this is the hourly chart, and you can see that's really been taken off there from 3.7 cents all the way up to 6.2 cents right now. So it's doing pretty well. People are liking that product, and it's doing pretty well. The other one, of course, is Teddy Bear. Now, we talked about, a Troper's Teddy Bear from James Maria. Well, Teddy Bear here has been performing pretty well, and you can see that is starting to push. It looks like it's about to break higher. Not quite there yet. The RSI has certainly got plenty of room. It's down at 57 on the 4 hour. There's the 4 hours kind of the trader's view for that, like swing trading and other things like that. But we're going to go to the daily, and we haven't got an RSI yet, but you can see it's a pretty healthy looking chart. And this is really it's got a lot of big influences, but the biggest, of course, is Moon King, who's now moved away from PDI, and of course moved away from the OG Teddy Bear, the James Maria one. So it's kind of going where we are there. Love.io, another token here that's been, they basically linked their Love.io. They've kind of disappointed. I don't know what the team's doing. We thought they were going to do a lot of cool stuff around social community. They've got a great website, but really undelivered. But it looks like they've linked it into XUSD, and they're getting a bit of benefit there. We've got the pump tires PDI version of pump tires. That's up 6%. So we've got a few moves there. Phoenix also is up 5.4% there. PDC is kind of moving up there on the back of Troper, 4.55%. So we've got a few movers there as well. Some of the ones to keep a lookout, of course, Solid X coming up. Gophers has been doing pretty well lately. So these are some of the hot ones there that have been doing pretty well. So it's going to be interesting to see those play out. That's over the last 24 hours. Over the last hour, what is hot at the moment? Well, ALGO on the back of Hex is up 3.3%, and we can see Hex is up 3%. So that's what's performing the hottest at the moment. Even we've got one of the print tires there from OG WebChef, and that is also doing well there with Remember. And one of the pump tires there, Trump token, doing well, along with most. They're in the top 10 at the moment. The last 6 hours, we've got this PUSD stablecoin just launched. It looks like some sort of make for. I haven't seen the reliability for it, so we don't know how legit all this is going to be. It could be just a big rug. You can do lots of E1 and can print up a page about all that stuff, and use Croc GDP or something, and then we got that there. So we'll see how legit that all is and where that's going to head. But it's up 90,000% at the moment. So that's kind of it. So Brendan says no team has admitted to it, but a wallet has been seen making it, says Brendan. Okay, cool. We're going to look out for that. I guess they're going to peg into the Fetch Oracle or something like that, or just use the internal Oracle. We'll see. All right, so that's kind of where we are with the markets. What's hot. So we've kind of gone through that. Now we're going to review. We're going to review the stablecoin PDI, and of course, you guys know the drama we had the other day. We had this big wick down, right? So we had this big wick down here on the. Which one am I on here? DAI Pulse. So we had the big wick down, and actually, this is the wrong one. This is the wrong pair. I had everything right here. Okay, let's move away from this one. Let's go to this one. There we go. DAI. So this is the DAI, and we've got the contract here. We had the big drama, and this is when the XUSD team, following Richard Hart's kind of lead, don't stop interacting with it. This has been, we've got an exploiter exploiting. We need to close down a maker there with the fork PDI, and of course we had the big drama. It all got sold off, right? So Katie was selling down. Basically won like 80% of the auctions, and then sold and minted a whole ton of PDI. And of course the supply went from like 100 or like 26 billion supply up to was it 140? It was about 126, maybe 130, somewhere really big like that. And then of course they ended up minting much more than they needed. They won about 80% of the maker auctions, right, for the flop auctions that everyone was getting excited about. And then they pretty much ended the ESM So they operated the ESM with the fire function and basically closed down a maker, right? And so no more minting, fixed supply, and of course no more exploiting, right? So that was a big leakage to PulseChain, and so that has been fixed up. Now, while they did that, of course, they minted tons of PDI. So we're going to listen to Katie give a summary about that, and then we'll continue on as well. So let's listen to Katie about that one. So Katie's a dev from XUSD, and she's German. She's got a bit of an accent there, like me. I guess I've got an accent. So there we go. We'll listen to her.
Like, we did not dump more than we should, because we literally dumped just enough to drain the 2 pools that needed to be drained. And everything else we didn't use, we sent it to a null address. But yeah, like, it could have been way worse. So then we made the spell, and we actually didn't have anything ready, because we were thinking that they would keep Joy higher up for a while, because like they actually had to force it down via PSM, otherwise they could not have started it. So since they forced it that night, we got our spells ready, and yeah, so as the auctions went off, we pretty much won, like, I guess 80% of what we bid on, and that was enough. And then we did.
All right, so they had the flop auctions. There were lots of other lots that were up. There's normally about 220 or 240 maker in every lot, which at the time was probably around $2,000 or something. So they bid on heaps of them. They won 80% of what they had. They were kind of surprised that they didn't have a lot more competition. Not a lot of people bidding, and so they're able to get all that maker to try and do a takeover and activate the ESM on maker. So
what we did, you all saw the moves on chain, and essentially we burnt the Atropa, we burnt the minted PDI, then we still had a bunch of.
So they burnt the Tropa, so that helps the James Maria, supply and LP webbing with all the fork stables. So PDI, USDC, and USD Tether, and then of course they burnt the PDI as well. They had, because they minted way more PDI than they needed, like 100 million. 100 billion, yeah, 100 billion. So they didn't need 100 billion. So they just to show, just to kind of show the community that this is what could have happened to the protocol, and they did it instead.
Collateral that we ended up putting in treasury bill, because treasury bill was getting bonded with USDT, and us going directly from like a Tropa to treasury bill also deepens that.
So we've got these thick pairings, right? Atropa, PDI, treasury bill, and USD Tether, and then of course the outlier there's USDC, right? So they're trying to trying to shut down Maker, also trying to pump up XUSDC, but also trying to and the burn for XUSDC, but also trying to get these supplies more even across USDC, USD Tether, and PDI, to try and get them all paired up 1-to-1 on the ratio, and then of course other mechanisms potentially like linking to Atropa could then that all the mechanisms inside that can slowly ramp up the price, maybe not to $1, but certainly just start appreciating it over time.
LP in a way, like gives more, puts more tokens into that LP, so it's like more reactive in future if new money were to flow into the ecosystem as a whole. So that will, in the long term, be able to push the price both of PDI and USDT, and wherever he decides to place USDC after.
So that's kind of the positive narrative there. Just this is without any third-party mechanism, like Brendan was talking about another maker fork coming on. But this is kind of the idea, just without that. The James Maria Atropa ecosystem can now slowly ratchet those prices up potentially over time for those stable coins. But we'll see.
So and obviously we did not want to keep the keys, we did not want to keep the tokens, so effectively we burned everything after. We did have some exchanges with Maria today, like on emails, because
so it's essentially a team doing it by itself, and then of course they're getting into James Maria, the Tropa dev.
We obviously didn't want to fuck his plans up by burning more tokens, because, as you know, he already renounced minting on treasury bills. Essentially, those tokens are no longer mintable by him.
So that's really important, the treasury bill related to USD Tether, so that connection there, and he stopped the minting on there, so that potentially lifts the value of that too, in addition to what these guys have been doing when they sold the PDI off.
And since they are no longer mintable, we didn't want to burn more than we should, And so we sent him an email. We received a reply, and then we sent another email. So we did have some exchanges here and there, but it was not like a teamwork kind of thing. It was more so common sense when you know how liquidity webs work, and seeing what he was trying to do, and he was communicating it out publicly, that he was trying to get all the three together. So we just did what we basically had to do in that role, in a way.
All right, so I mean, they've shut down the maker. They've increased the burn on XUSD dramatically, up to probably close to 9% now. The price is appreciating, as we saw. It's one of the top ecosystems. All the other protocols around it are doing really well. There's a whole web network of multiple tokens, something like 20 tokens or something, rated associated to XUSD. And it's basically got like the plan forward is to go like an uptrend to the upside. They got incentives to slowly move the price up and down towards that long upturn trend, potentially to $1. But I mean, there's nothing stopping it going higher. And of course, we know later on the year, I think it's September or so, the team is going to shut down, and a lot of the keys are going to be removed from XUSDC, and it's going to move probably most likely into the DAO and controlled by the people. And of course, people can basically buy themselves, or earn themselves those special passes that they have, and they'll probably make pretty mad gains there. We know Rack and Michelle's involved with XUSDC, so he sees the big picture and participating there. And it's going to be interesting where that heads. Obviously, they also supported the token relativities between USDC, USD Tether, and PDI, and now PDI can't be minted anymore, of course. And so if someone's coming up with a fork, and they're going to use PDI as the collateral, as one of the collateral, that's super bullish for PDI, and that could be pretty exciting. So anybody that comes now, because we've got these fixed supplies, anyone come, at least for PDI, anyone that comes in and build something where there's a use case that adds more value, and if it's a particularly significant use case, then it could really ratchet that up a lot. And of course, ideally, you're going to take not just PDI, probably you're probably taking UST and USDC as well. So USDC, of course, is Circle. It's from America, and USD Tether is foreign, right? So these are kind of the protocols that we got, and they all at the beginning of PulseChain, when PulseChain fork happened on the 10th of May, they all had different supply numbers, so I think it was only like 6 billion or something of PDI, and the others had much larger supplies. So there's a bit of an equivalence going on there. That's kind of the easiest way to see them sort of reach one-to-one parity with each other, and also if you're burning certain supplies off, and then also slowly moving them all up together over time. So that's kind of where we head with those. So hopefully that was a pretty good, just a quick summary for those that have missed a lot of it. Now, that's not the full Twitter space. There's good chunks in it. Probably the first half an hour or so is pretty good chunks. And but then of course there's stuff at the end that's the conversation starts breaking down. So you can listen to that if you want, but that's kind of it. And I think that was kind of cool. So we've still got the PDI maker people in the DAI on Telegram. They're still going through the stuff. They've still got 99 Capital stuff out there like that. But let's get into let's see where Somi thinks. So Somi's kind of been leading the charge as in terms of the influences, along with 99 Capital. And so let's have a quick look at that. So at the moment, we got a little bit of a rebound on the price there, as you can see on the hourly there. So we've got pretty much getting a bit of support on PDI around 7,500. We're now just gone up there on the hour at 7,800 at the moment. But now there's these other narratives around, right? There's XUSD, there's this PUSD that's popped up in the last couple of hours. Now, Somi's got his own view on these. So he just put this out just a few hours ago, I think it was. So he's got his own views on this. And that was 9 o'clock. So that was 3 hours ago that he put this out. He says, my thoughts on PDI and Atropa. Atropa, of course, is James and Maria, the dev there. And of course, PDI is the spear, he says, according to all price history and cycle waves. So he's the big champion of PDI publicly now. Every single Atropa chart was bleeding horrifically against PDI for 18 months in a row. I could see this clearly and report on it. That's why I initially thought Atropa was just a secondary to the PDI, and that Maria buying 3 billion PDI at start was a fluke coincidence move as he front-runned Richard there. It was very clear that PDI is the leader on the way up, and it led a new altcoin wave, out-season waves on PulseChain. Recently, Katie, who we just listened to on that audio in the Twitter space or X space, Katie was allowed permission to shut down a PulseChain maker and dump PDI 99% into rotating to Atropa coins, which we just talked about. They called it redistribution of value, but most people don't see a 99% PDI collapse as helpful or very savior-like. But essentially, it really did save things, right? So it really did save things. Atropa PDI used to have 2.5 billion PDI in pool. Now it's a whopping 7.6 billion PDI. Why? Katie, following instructions, dumped. So this is his opinions, not my own, right? So dumped PDI and essentially put it there. I personally believe this is all an unnatural market event because it is a forceful hand actor who swiped it. But just remember, we had an exploit on the PDI maker, so there's a lot of problems with PDI maker, including the oracles, historical pricing, price ratios, etc. So there's a lot of issues there. Over time, and of course, we had a huge supply, and a huge supply is a big problem, right? So that was also another issue with getting towards a peg. Over time, I expect all the Atropa coin ratios to lose value against PDI again. However, they can always rotate 10 billion PDI into Atropa again in the future unless it's burned now, and you need more announcing of supply. So yesterday we also had Katie got their team got another 11 billion PDI jump to their wallet. They said I don't know who it was, so take them for their word, and they ended up burning that, right? So they ended up burning that at the moment. So I don't know if anyone really knows what the supply is. I guess we had 44 billion as the top supply, so you take 11 billion off that. That might leave us with 33 billion as the supply now, which is 7 billion higher than the 26 billion we started with before Katie did the auction and ESM shutdown of the PDI maker, or the maker DAO. This also means that there's potential free money, high premium ratios out there where you can sell some profit of your Atropa eco coin and use it to buy PDI. So obviously he wants people to buy PDI. If you are unsure, then it doesn't hurt to take 20 to 50% of your Atropa ecosystem ratio positions to a profit to back PDI just in case. As for the Atropa ecosystem, the only ratio that really matters is the USD price ratio, which is all down across the board for PDI. The boost in value it got was PDI being forcibly rotated in. Now, this could be a generational gift or it could be an apocalyptic wipeout. I'm leaning towards being a generational gift. Imagine someone lets you swap one Bitcoin for 1,000 Ethereum. I would take that swap all day. And of course, he goes, well, right now, someone has forced a big opportunity here by giving huge premiums on all Atropa ecosystems versus PDI ratios. But most people long are believing Maria would take center stage next. I'm not sure. The story has unpredictable twists in every turn. Now, obviously, Katie's implying that with that conversation at the end of that video, that James Maria, will keep doing his webbing and potentially move all the three coins up. Obviously, we had a third-party protocol come in, like make a fork, and potentially lose those coins or something like that. Could be anything. Then they're all going to gain value, right? So that's another way. So you got LP webbing, you got another PDI make a fork or something like that. Could also increase value dramatically. So we're going to keep looking at that. And of course, a big whale could come in also to buy stuff also, and maybe the retail book it all goes FOMO on the FOMO narrative. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, so to speak. So that's kind of his comments on there. And he's got the Atropa pool underneath here. What he had 6.1 million of Atropa pooled there with the 7.61 billion PDI and 6.1 million there. So that's his argument there. So that is some pretty interesting stuff there. And of course, PDI at the moment is sitting at 0.0007763 at the moment. So let's have a look at a few of the others. We're going to also look at USDC. Let's see what that looks like at the moment. Let's scroll down here a little bit there. Wrap Bitcoin, by the way, at the moment, this is the fork copy, is at $175, so down 20% for the week, but not looking too bad actually at that price. Let's see what else there. We've got USDC. So we can see USDC is at 0.00739. So let's have a quick look at this one. And this is the one that had a higher ratio than PDI and USD Tether the other day. So that is where it is at the moment, 0.073. We're going to look on the hourly just to see what that looks like. So that looks a pretty similar looking chart. slightly lower price than a PDI at the moment. Oh, what have we got there? Bam, let's move forward. Not sure what happened there. And we're going to have a look at Tether as well. So let's have a look at USDC Tether. So we've got the one here. So this is Tether USD. This is a third of the 3 fork stables. And we got that pretty much the same price as USDC at the moment. So they're all pretty much the same. There's a slight premium on PDI, which is at 7,700, not 75. 100, yeah. So that's going to be out there, or thousandth of a penny. All right, so that is those ones. What else are we going to say about that? I think that's kind of it. Obviously, OG Teddy Bear had its day in the sun too the last couple of days. That's kind of where we've been there. There's OG Teddy Bear there. Had up 50% for the week, but down 8.8% in the last 24 hours. And yeah, we're getting a bit of a move here on the fork Bitcoin there, up 8% in the last 24 hours. It's a nice little move there. All right, that's kind of cool. You can see kind of the ones that are doing pretty well. In fact, I think we got Maker there as well, haven't we? The Maker there up 89%. Not sure which Maker. I think it's probably the. Let's see if that's the Maker contract there. So this is the forked Maker. So this is the Maker one that was shut down, and because there's no, it's got shut down there. We're sitting at $7, so it's been pumped in the last couple of hours. So that's pretty interesting too. So some crazy stuff going on there. All right, so that's kind of where we are, and now we've got let me just go back to here. We're gonna go. Let's go back up here, and we'll look at to see what's been going on here. We've got this new PUSD, which was going to be Jacob's stablecoin. Someone has launched some sort of so-called maker fork of this with PUSD. So this seems to be climbing at the moment. So man, it's a crazy place on PulseChain right now. But how true is this stuff here? How true? I do not know. I have to have a chance to have a look behind the scenes. But here we go. PUSD vision here, stable foundation of PulseChain DeFi. Really trying to kidnap their Y fork maker DAO. Represents one of the most battle-tested decentralized stablecoins. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't know which team's doing this. And so it's going to be worth finding out. Let's go to have a look at on X as well. Yeah, I have no idea who's doing it, don't know how legit it is or anything like that. So we're going to have a look and see what that looks like. So lots of drama. So yeah, we'll have to do some due diligence on this one and have a look to see what that is. So there we go. All right, let's jump back and have a look. Everyone's going to be chasing the yields, of course. What do we got there? 46K of volume on that, 14K liquidity. Pretty thin liquidity on that, but it's pumping, right? Pumping. All right, so yeah, we've got Vibes, obviously, XUSD dominating, one swap, XUSD. So it's all your XUSD related stuff there, number 2 to number 7. And then we've got, a couple of pump tires around that, and then Sparta in the top 10 there. Sparta, of course, buying Hex and saving it for a rainy day to burn more Sparta. And that's been doing pretty well. Teddy there as well, of course, finally doing pretty well with the old Moon King. So that's doing also pretty well. And then we've got the pump tires PDI there doing well. And of course, PTC the Greys. So we've got a lot of our favorites there looking pretty good. All right, that is pretty much it. How we do? 45 minutes today. Yesterday was like an hour and 15. So we did pretty well today on the old review. A big shout out to PulseChain Vision. Thanks very much for sharing. Sharing is caring. And yeah, Brennan, we're going to have to do some more research on that. So kind of cool. We'll see where we've got 2 maker forks coming to PulseChain. The teams are ramping up. We should see. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed the show today. And of course, have a wonderful, wonderful Easter. And of course, I'm going to do a special thing for the resurrection day of Jesus. We have our own leaders in our country. They celebrate every other religion. Our country is based on Christianity, by the way. And they're covering they celebrate every other religion, and yet they don't celebrate the Christian Easter, of course. So yeah, we're going to be covering that on this channel. It's always the truth that people attack, and so we're going to see how that goes. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Don't forget to repost on X, on Rumble, share it around on YouTube. And of course, I hope you guys are having a good time there. We're still ramping up our growth strategy here on the channel, and we're really having a great time. So I hope you guys are too. And I will catch you guys again on the next show. Happy Easter, everybody. And until then, I'll see you in the next one. Big shout out to PulseChain Vision and everybody else there. and I'll see you guys in Discord. The link's in the video description if you want to join up, and join our Telegram as well. All right, take care, and bye for now.